headlines. Police arrest Eastern Security Network chief priest in Imo. Food poisoning killed 24 family members in Sokoto. Negotiations end in another deadlock as National Association of Resident Doctors and other stakeholders disagree. And on the foreign scene, Algeria wildfires kill 38. Welcome to News Update. I'm Zainab Bala. The Imo State Police Command says its operatives have arrested Ikechukeu Umaefulem, the chief priest of the Eastern Security Network, the security arm of the Indigenous people of Biafra. The command spokesperson, Michael Abatam, in a statement in Owerri, the state capital, said the suspect was arrested in the Olu area of the state. According to Abatam, exhibits recovered from the suspects included one pump-action gun with 5 rounds of 5 live cartridges, one improvised explosives device, knockouts, gunpowder, Biafran flag and other spiritual items in like manner. Sokoto State Commissioner for Health Ali Nami on Tuesday confirmed the death of 24 family members after eating poisonous food. The commissioner said in a statement that the incident occurred on Monday in Nzange village of Bargaja ward of Isa local government area of Sokoto State. He said the incident was caused using a fertilizer type of chemical popularly called gishiri lalli in Hausa, a seasoning in domestic family cooking which is considered as common salt. The commissioner urged the public to learn from this incident and keep away such poisonous chemicals from easy reach. No fewer than 13 suspected cholera cases are recorded in Adama, says Professor Abdullahi Isa, State Commissioner for Health and Human Services. Isa confirmed the development in an interview with newsmen while giving updates on cholera situation in the state on Tuesday in Yola. According to the commissioner, 3 cases are confirmed to be positive, while 10 were found negative. He said following the development, a standing cholera treatment center was established by the ministry at the State Specialist Hospital in Yola. He called on members of the public to report suspected cases of acute watery diarrhea to the relevant authorities in health facilities. Now, the stakeholders meeting held by the House of Representatives on Tuesday has ended in a deadlock as members of Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors and other medical associations disagreed with the Ministry of Health over some burning issues. The meeting, convened by the House of Representatives Committee on Health, entered second day after the first one held earlier on Monday. However, the NARD and other medical associations disagreed with the Ministry of Health and the Office of Health Head of Service over the refusal to regularize resident doctors and other issues, particularly a memo which allegedly emanated from the Health Ministry. Speaking, the President, NARD Dr. Oyilawa Okwayosui, said although they are not satisfied with the outcome of the meeting, they have agreed to meet with the Ministry to sort out the issues for the benefit of all Nigerians. The Minister of State for Health, Senator Olorunmi Amaora, promised to do everything possible to find the common ground to resolve the matter.
The resolution should really be based on our discussion between yesterday and today.
It's quite unfortunate that after 6 hours of deliberations, we have not still factored in that Nigerians are dying and Nigerians are suffering. And people in the authorities of power are taking priorities of self-office than Nigerians generally. We had an MOA signed in 117 days ago. We had some certain demands pertaining the welfare of our members, those who have lost. And as it stands, we are still having bottlenecks in everywhere. I'll give examples. Members on the platform of the difference that's not been owed 4 months. Decisions met in the meeting is that they have to investigate for the next 2 to 3 weeks what you have verified over 4 months ago. Meaning you still do not want to feel that they deserved to pay their salaries.
Nigeria recorded 610 additional COVID-19 infections, the second highest in nearly 6 months, said the Nigeria Center for Disease Control on its website on Wednesday morning. It said the new infections took the country's total of confirmed cases to 179,118 from the 422 cases registered a day earlier. The NCDC added that the country's active cases also soared to 10,324, noting that the 610 additional infections were reported in 12 states and the FCT. Meanwhile, the agency stressed the need for the public to adhere to the COVID-19 guidelines following increasing reports of people flouting the rules. The Academic Board of Kogi State Polytechnic Lokoja has approved the withdrawal of provisional admission of 217 students of the institution for poor academic performance. The management of the Polytechnic disclosed this in a statement signed by Uredo Omale, Head Public Relations and Protocol Unit of the institution in Lokoja. The statement said that the Academic Board also approved the expulsion of one HND2 student of the Department of Library Science for tendering forged documents. It revealed that the approval was part of the decision reached at a meeting of the management held on August 9th at the main campus of the institution. According to the statement, the meeting, which was chaired by the rector, Dr. Salisu Ogbo Usman, also considered and approved the examination results of students for the second semester of 2019-2020 academic session. You're still watching TrustTV News Update. Coming up after the break, Minister of Environment says efforts have been intensified to adequately protect wildlife park ranges. This and more after the break. Stay with us.
My name is Samuel Dada.
Yakubu Isa, ana mana da jeji.
Anyanu Mufa.
A wannan harkar ce muke dan samun abinci, an muke taimaka mu wasu da yawa.
Looking for private jobs. Sometimes you get employed and the process of payment, you undergo some kind of stress.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the TrustTV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search TrustTV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. TrustTV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. You are still watching TrustTV News Update. Now let's take a look at the stories that made headlines. The Imo State Police Command said its operatives have arrested Ikechukeu Umaefulem, the chief priest of the Eastern Security Network. State Commissioner for Health and Human Services, Professor Abdullahi Isa, said no fewer than 13 suspected cholera cases are recorded in Adamawa. Still ahead, the Minister of Environment, Dr. Mohammed Abubakar, says efforts have been intensified to adequately protect wildlife park rangers in line of duty from attacks by kidnappers, cattle rustlers, bandits, and terrorists. Abubakar said this in Abuja during the Candlelight Memorial in honor of fallen heroes of the National Park Service to mark World Rangers Day. Dr. Ibrahim Goni, the Conservator General of MPS, in his remarks, said the ceremony was held to honor unforgettable fallen heroes who, despite all odds, worked very hard to make the environment a better place to live in. Njuma Magaji, Deputy Conservator of Parks and a ranger, commended the government for collaborating with some non-governmental organizations to provide equipment and to train rangers.
These challenges range from contending with poachers, loggers, miners, grazers, and trekking of the long distance, inadequate patrol vehicles, use of obsolete firearms, inadequate modern equipment, and inadequate manpower. However, it is sad to also note that in the recent times, these challenges have taken a new dimension as park rangers now grapple with terrorists, kidnappers, and cattle rustlers and bandits. I am pleased to inform you that the government is abreast of these arduous challenges that are debilitating the National Park Service to function optimally as the foremost government conservation institution in Nigeria, charged with the responsibility of protecting, preserving, and conserving the nation's natural resources.
They weather the storm to ensure that you and I are safe from all forms of environmental-related hazard by preventing biodiversity loss, ecosystem degradation, biological monitoring, habitat monitoring, human-wildlife conflict mitigation, tourism management, community engagement, education, among many others.
Record made available by the International Rangers Federation indicate that a total number of 120 rangers had lost their lives in the line of duty from August 2020 to 30th July 2021 across the globe, and Nigeria accounts for 17 deaths out of this figure.
The government has done a lot. They have collaborated with other NGOs, and some of our rangers have been trained. Some of the equipment we need for effective protections of the resources have been provided. And indeed, we really appreciate the government for that.
Elsewhere, the Forum of Governors on the platform of the All Progressive Congress has mandated Chairman of the APC Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Maimala Buni, to proceed with the conduct of local and state congresses that will lead to the party's national convention. The governors at the end of their meeting held at the Kebbi State Governor's Lodge, Asokoro, expressed satisfaction with the outcome of the ward congresses. Resolutions of meetings signed by Kebbi State Governor and Chairman of the Forum, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, commended all party members for commitment to the process of rebuilding the APC and urged them to always give support. Substantive national officers of the party are expected to emerge at the national convention. Now, the impact of this year's flood is overwhelming residents of Nasarawa State as one of the worst hit areas in the Kefi communities, where torrential downpour accompanied by strong winds and furious flood wreaked havoc at the ancient Antau River Bridge connecting Kefi-Akwanga Road to the main town. TrustTV's Aisha Sali tells us more.
Although the Ministry of Water Resources and Rural Development had earlier raised an alarm that Nigerians should expect more floods in 2021, but how prepared can the people of Kefi in Nasarawa State really be when it comes to the occurrence of natural disasters like flood?
Communities located close to riverbanks are usually prone to flood whenever the torrential downpour hits. Antau Bridge connecting communities in Kefi is also left in ruins as the rainy season began since July. It recorded a worst hit which has left motorists plying the bridge to face traffic jam while maintaining an accessible portion of the bridge. Some residents in the area lament effects of the poor condition of the ancient bridge.
This bridge used to be our major entrance. Those of us living at this other axis of the town, major pathway to our office. Sometimes now we go late because we have to queue for hours to allow those that are coming from the other side. It's a one-lane bridge now we are using for those to pass before we go.
I've been in Kefi for like 6-7 years now. This is the old famous, bridge in Kefi, right from the colonial period. So the recent flood that happened, at least, that is the result of what you are seeing here now. It's not really easy as a motorist passing here. You see the traffic guys who have to wait for the other lane to be cleared before we move. So it was not easy to get to this place.
They, however, called on the government to come to their aid and swing into action of repairing the bridge swiftly.
As you can see, a lot of damages have been made here. So we are just seeking and hoping that government will just do something about it.
We hardly get to school on time, and what we want the government is that they should come and help us and repair the bridge.
I'm calling the government to do is that to repair the bridge so that we can go to school early, stop us from going to school late.
There's only one remedy. The government, whilst we appreciate their efforts, they will not always be everywhere. But this is one of the vital aspects. I mean, the routes connecting the main town, Kefi town, to the larger community. So I think government should really come in and get this bridge fixed.
The ancient Antao Bridge connecting Kefi Town and some other communities in this area has been brought to roost for some weeks now due to the flooding that happened in this area. Residents say the bridge is no longer safe for vehicular movement as it has become scary due to what the flood has done to the bridge, and they call on government for quick intervention.
Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Kefi.
And in business, some Nigerian farmers are worried that government's intervention in agriculture hardly gets to the genuine farmers. The farmers observed loans intended for them end up getting to what they call portfolio farmers. Trust TV correspondent Gaza Yakubu, who has been following farming activities, tells us more.
Agriculture in Nigeria is rising again. The National Bureau of Statistics shows that the most viable contributing sector to the Nigerian economy in the first quarter of 2021 is agriculture. Even with this, the growth has been attributed largely to smallholders farmers increasing their crop areas.
I mean, it was in the news that 1.5 trillion naira was actually disbursed to smallholder farmers by end of April. And I'm asking the question, which farmers did you give 1.5 trillion? Because I know that if you spend 1.5 trillion naira in Nigerian agricultural system properly, would be different.
Some farmers, however, said that government loans and intervention are not trickling down to genuine farmers. They observe that, consequently, agriculture is not playing the expected role of increasing productivity and stimulating growth in the economy as a whole.
Government need to be partner. They need to partner with farmers. If you see facility now, we know where to channel the money to. But our problem is still embedded on government deal with portfolio farmers. We call them portfolio farmers. They don't know. As I'm talking to you now, I'll give them a proposal, come with a proposal, and they approach bank with facility. Bank will give them. They use our idea to penetrate the market. At the end of the day, they have a stopgap. They will surely have it over because it's not their profession.
The commitment of personal resources is not recompensing. Hence, the slow development of the sector. Amidst other problems are local farmers accessing tractors and fertilizers to yield more produce. It is locally done. Nigeria has a highly diversified agro-economical condition which makes possible the production of wide range of agricultural commodity. It could be a source of employment to many Nigerians roaming the street. Gaza Yakubu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And on the foreign scene, wildfires fanned by blistering temperatures and tinder dry conditions have killed at least 38 people in Algeria. Authorities said, adding that the fires had criminal origins. Photographers posted on social media show huge walls of flame and billowing clouds of smoke towering over chard trees in the forested hills of the Kabylie region east of the capital, Algiers. Algeria joins a string of countries to be hit by major blaze in recent weeks, including Greece, Turkey, Cyprus, and the western United States. President Abdelmajid Tebboune tweeted his condolences for 25 soldiers who were killed as they rescued people in the areas of Bejai and Tizu Ouzou, the epicenter of the blazes. And in sports, Nigeria's performance at the just concluded Tokyo 2020 Olympics is disappointing to many stakeholders. Sports enthusiasts express mixed feelings on Nigeria's outing. Trust TV's Mardi Omar tells us more.
Team Nigeria is placed 74th at the end of the 2020 Tokyo Games on Sunday and 8th best among the 54 African nations at the Games. Nigeria won 2 medals, 1 silver and 1 bronze after being represented by 55 athletes. While Isabrume won the bronze medal from the women's long jump event, Blessing Oborodudu won the silver medal from the wrestling event's women's freestyle 68 kg. The Games, which began on July 23rd and ended on Sunday, August 8th, had 93 of the 206 participating teams making it to the medals table, including 13 out of the 54 from Africa. The top 10 teams in Africa were Kenya, Uganda, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Tunisia, Morocco, Nigeria in the 8th position, while Namibia and Botswana were in the 9th and 10th position respectively. Sport enthusiasts in Nigeria speak about the overall performance of Team Nigeria at the just concluded Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games.
A man that failed to plan, plans to fail. Nigeria, as a matter of fact, we like a kind of fire brigade approach in our teams, especially in sport. And if we are to be reasonable, sport is the only thing, I believe, that is uniting us as a country. Our planning is nothing to write home about.
If you are actually going to make a remarkable statement in an Olympic, we should go into our university sports, grassroots sports. That alone will help us.
Rafiu Oladipo, President General, Worldwide Nigerian Football Supporters Club, and President Boxing Board of Control also speak.
It wasn't a bad outing. It was just that our efforts were not good enough to win medals in those other sports. What we should do now is to look back. When an elderly man falls down, he looks back to find out what made him fall so that he can correct it. Now, looking back at what happened, we must be able to identify why it was so.
Although Team Nigeria won 2 medals in the just concluded Tokyo 2020 Games in Tokyo, Japan, some sport enthusiasts in the Federal Capital Territory feels that with better preparation, Team Nigeria can do more in the Olympics and compete internationally in other sports around the globe. Martia Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Well, that's it on News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Zainab Bala. Thank you for watching.